Rimuru goes to Naruto Verse by manga-nirvana. End of Chunin exam ch11. Third-person POV Team 7 opens their scrolls inside the tower as per instructions, resulting in the summoning of Iruka-sensei, who informs them that they made it in time. He observed their growth and then allowed them to enter the main room, where they met with the other passing teams. Team 10, Team 8, Team Guy, the three Sand siblings, Team Kabuto, and Team Rimuru. The third Hokage briefly speaks about the exams and leaves Hayate Gecko in charge. Hayate had short brown hair, dark-colored eyes, and dark markings under his eyes. He wore the standard Konoha shinobi outfit complete with a forehead protector that he wore as a bandana, flak jacket, and regular shinobi sandals. He also carried a katana with a rectangular handguard strapped over his back. Hayate announces that an unusually large number of genin passed the second stage of the exam, and as such, before they can proceed to the final stage, a series of one-on-one preliminary matches will have to take place so that only the winners of each match can proceed. Well, certain two people killed all the strong genin, so what do you expect? Rimuru sad face, well that's fun, but if we fight here the entire place will be destroyed. Seal. Don't worry master, I am sure they won't even ask you to fight. Velzard. Ha suck to be you Rimuru, hee so who will be my opponent? Velgrand. Hey sis, let's have a game shall we? Let's see how many punches our opponent can take from us before giving up. Meanwhile, Kabuto drops out immediately upon the notice, attributing his withdrawal to an injury sustained from an earlier part of the test. However, he worries to himself that if he participates, the old Kabuto might come out. Sasuke is still experiencing pain from the cursed seal, so Sakura tries to convince Sasuke to drop out. Sasuke refuses and says that although he doesn't care about becoming a Chunin, he must see how he does against some of the best new ninjas so he can avenge his family. Rimuru. Seems like the Edge Lord is still going to fight, but why does he look like he got hit by a train? Seal gives him the report of what happened in the previous few hours and also tells him what exactly the two twin dragons did. Mass murder. She even told him how these two wanted to give their body a test drive, so they fought like two mad titans and accidentally killed all small animals in the forest. Rimuru. Hey, show me their fight, Seal. I know you have recorded it, even though you always say you can't do that. Seal giggles at her master and makes a cute lowly pouting face at her master's words. Negative master, I don't know what you are talking about. Rimuru. Are you sure Seal can't do that? Seal. Master, looks like something interesting is going to happen soon. Velzard and Velgrand, who are spying on the conversation, think, poor Rimuru, he never gets it and wins against Seal. Back to the arena, Hayate announces, the first preliminary matches are between Sasuke versus Yoroi Akato, member of Team Kabuto. As everyone else leaves the arena, Kakashi walks up to Sasuke and warns him about using his Sharingan, revealing that he knows about the cursed seal. He tells Sasuke that if the cursed seal begins to overtake Sasuke, Kakashi will stop the match. Sasuke was in a bad position during the beginning as the cursed seal paralyzed him and caused intense pain whenever he attempted to mold chakra, thus he could not use genjutsu or ninjutsu. At the same time, Yoroi's chakra absorption gives him the upper hand in taijutsu, which is Sasuke's only option to use in the battle. Sasuke wins using his new move, the Lion Combo, demonstrating his control over the cursed seal in the process. Seeing the status of the Sasuke curse mark, Kakashi takes him to an isolated location to hinder the cursed seal, only to be confronted by Orochimaru as he finishes placing a seal on it. Rimuru, who notices an ominous chakra, immediately understands that Orochimaru is here, so he goes to Might Guy's side. Rimuru. Guy-sensei, where is Kakashi-sensei? I have to inform him that it seems Orochimaru is after Sasuke. Guy, realizing what Rimuru meant, the two are in danger, left to check on Kakashi, where he found Kakashi and Sasuke against Orochimaru. He immediately wanted to jump into the fight, but heard Kakashi threaten to kill Orochimaru, a threat that Orochimaru took lightly. Despite this, Orochimaru chose to walk away. As he left, Kakashi admitted to himself that he could not kill Orochimaru on his own. Guy then got close to Kakashi and asked if he was fine, as the guy remembers that Kakashi had previously failed to kill Orochimaru in the past during his Anbu times. Back at the tower, Hayate announces the next match between Shino Aburame and Zaku Abumi, from Sound Village. Shino and Zaku begin their match. Because Zaku's arm was in a sling from his encounter with Sasuke, Shino advises him to forfeit the match. Zaku refused and instead attacked Shino with his one good arm. In attacking, Shino was allowed to box in Zaku with bugs, forcing Zaku to choose between attacking him or attacking the bugs, leaving the other to attack Zaku from behind. Zaku chose to attack both and pulled his other arm out of its sling. As Zaku prepared to blast the two opposing forces, his arms detonated, making them unusable and putting him in serious pain. Velgrand. Wow, that might hurt a lot. As Zaku writhed, Shino revealed that the tubes in Zaku's arms had been filled with his bugs, causing the pressure of Zaku's attack to go inward when it couldn't escape. Shino then dealt a finishing blow, knocking him out, and medics came to move Zaku on a stretcher, with his severed arm lying on top of his chest. Velzard. Don't worry, he will be dead. Rimuru. Looks like killing is still fine. So you two kill your opponent in one shot. Don't show them your ability. Hayate then announces the next match: Kankuro, from Sand Village, and Masumi Tsurugi, from Konoha, to fight next. Masumi quickly used his abilities to coil himself around Kankuro's body, trapping him in a stranglehold and threatening to break his neck if he didn't forfeit the match. Masumi made good on his threat when Kankuro refused, but it was soon revealed that what he had trapped was Kankuro's puppet disguised as him. Kankuro then made his puppet wrap its arms around Masumi's body and constrict him, breaking every bone in his body before Masumi was able to forfeit, thus winning the match. After the fight between Kankuro and Masumi, Hayate then announced the next match was between Rimuru Uzumaki and Kabuto, but since Kabuto had left the Chunin exam, so Rimuru wins because of technicality. Rimuru. Huh. It looks like Hokage doesn't want me to fight here, but Velzard will fight. Guy, Kakashi, and Sasuke return and look up the match but realize that Hokage is trying his best to hide Rimuru powers. Tenten and Temari are chosen to fight next. Tenten makes the first move and Temari easily dodges it. Team Guy was surprised that no weapon could even scratch or hit Temari. Tenten tries another attack that Temari repels using wind from her giant folding fan, before warning Tenten that if she sees all 3 stars in her fan, the fight will be over. Tenten uses her twin rising dragons technique. Uncovering the second star, Temari repels the attack, then Tenten uses strings to reuse the weapons. Uncovering the third star, Temari repels the attack and traps Tenten in a cyclone. When Tenten falls from the cyclone, Temari makes her land on her fan, knocking her out. After being declared the winner, Temari tries to throw Tenten on the many weapons scattered on the floor, but Rock Lee descends and catches her. He then attacks Temari, only to be stopped by Might Guy, who warns the hidden sand shinobi to not underestimate Lee. Shikamaru and Kin Suchi, member of Team Duso, are next. Shikamaru tries the shadow imitation technique, but Kin easily evades and throws some senbon with bells attached at him. Shikamaru recognizes the trick and mocks her for using such basic techniques. Kin then rings the bells on the senbon, starting her genjutsu. Shikamaru gets caught in Kin's genjutsu, unable to move, while Kin proceeds to attack him with more senbon. However, when Kin tries to attack again, she suddenly realizes that she can't move. Shikamaru tells her that he extended his shadow imitation technique through the shadow of the wires she's holding. He then throws a shuriken at Kin, which she imitates. When Shikamaru ducks backward to evade it, Kin is forced to imitate him, but she does not realize that she is too close to the wall, hitting her head and knocking herself out. Shikamaru is declared the winner of the match and Naruto and Kiba are chosen to fight next. Naruto is immediately at a disadvantage, realizing that Kiba fights with the assistance of his dog, Akamaru. Kiba charges at him and delivers a blow to his stomach, knocking him down. Assuming he won, he tells Hayate to call the match, and when Naruto gets back up, taunting him, he'd be better off sending his puppy. Kiba throws smoke bombs, before using the commotion to deliver more blows. When the smoke clears, he sees an unconscious Naruto lying on the ground, unaware it's just a shadow clone, and calls, Akamaru, towards him, who latches onto his arm. Naruto is revealed to have transformed into his dog, while his clone holds the real Akamaru. Kiba flicks a food pill at him, causing his fur to turn red and ferocious, before taking one himself. Once powered up, Kiba and Akamaru use a combination of the four legs technique and beast-human clone to overwhelm Naruto with two beastly opponents. Finishing the combination with Fang passing Fang, Naruto falls flat on his face and swears to persevere to become Hokage, while being taunted. Using Kiba's smokescreen as a cover, Naruto disguises himself as a third Kiba through the use of the less-than transformation technique greater than and tricks Kiba into knocking Akamaru out, which only serves to anger Kiba. Naruto, however, is still at a disadvantage due to Kiba's pill-enhanced chakra and superior speed. Kiba's onslaught ends when Naruto accidentally farts in Kiba's face due to straining himself too hard, resulting in a disastrous effect on him due to his enhanced sense of smell. Naruto then finishes the battle with less than Naruto Uzumaki combo greater than, a technique he based on Sasuke's winning move that utilizes his less than shadow clones. Greater than. The next match is Hinata Hyuga against Neji Hyuga, her cousin from the branch house of the Hyuga clan. She calls Neji brother, which Kakashi explains as both of them being related to each other. The match starts and Neji intimidates and berates his cousin, saying that she is too kind and gentle to be a ninja. Hinata, scared and helpless, seems ready to forfeit when Neji continues his criticisms. Tired of his taunts, Naruto cheers Hinata on, giving her the strength to fight back. Hinata and Neji fight each other using the Hyuga clan's trademark less than gentle fist style greater than. Rimuru was pissed at this action of Neji and wanted to kill him, but Velzard stops him, telling him he must realize a person may be gentle and kind, but they can be strong when it comes to protecting who they love. Velgrand further points out that his chakra is leaking, which might be a problem as his will can alone mold nature's chakra and kill Neji. Pulling back Hinata's sleeve, Neji reveals that he has hit several points on her arm called tenketsu, special pressure points that produce and maintain the flow of chakra during their close combat. With all of them tapped, Hinata's chakra flow to her hand is effectively cut off and her blow to Neji's heart has no effect. Neji continues his assault, but Hinata continues to stand up, inspired by Naruto. She tells Neji that she believes he is suffering more by fighting his destiny. Velgrand, upon hearing about destiny, realizes that she is not weak, but she seriously needs to have a proper goal to obtain her potential. Angered, Neji attempts a fatal blow, but before observing Jonin halt him. Hinata was on the verge of collapse, but Rimuru jumped, caught her, and checked her status. While realizing she was going into cardiac arrest, he immediately told the medic to take her to the hospital. Naruto, not realizing the actual context, decided to take revenge for her by defeating Neji. After a long wait, Rock Lee is matched to fight against Gaara. Lee begins the fight by attacking with taijutsu, but his attacks are blocked by Gaara's sand. Even though Lee put in every speed he could muster, he still could not bypass the speed of his shield. Guy permits Lee to remove his leg weights. Velgrand. Now that makes sense, he is an autistic kid, that's why he could not mold chakra. He is a very single-minded person with nothing but pure dedication to taijutsu. Velzard. Looks like he might get strong if his will is not shattered. In doing so, Lee's speed increases and he manages to land hits, only to discover Gaara's body is coated in sand. Opening the first of the 8 gates, Lee launches Gaara into the air with several kicks. Catching him with his bandages, Lee uses the front lotus, only to discover he used it on a less than body replacement technique greater than of Gaara. Rimuru. Well, that's interesting. Now what are you going to do now, Lee? What is this ability? Seal looks like he is trying to break his body. Lee's target was only a decoy, a less than hollow clone made of sand greater than. Gaara reappears and fights Lee, who is now weak from using his front lotus again. Seal. That 8-gate technique master. The best person who knows this ability is Might Guy. It's one of the best abilities for taijutsu users. Lee quickly recovers this time, demonstrating his ability to open the 2nd gate. He then powers himself up by opening the 3rd gate, frightening even Gaara. Guy and Neji have flashbacks to before Lee became a genin and right after he became one, showing his determination to be a respectable ninja through only the use of taijutsu. Lee's speed proved too much for Gaara, and his sand was no longer able to form a shield fast enough to be of use. Lee opened the 5th gate and used his most powerful attack, Reverse Lotus. Gaara survived this final blow due to him softening his fall by turning his gourd into sand and using the sand to crush Lee's left arm and leg. Gaara moved his sand to finish Lee, but Guy jumped in to protect his student. Lee, although unconscious due to the pain, rose to continue the battle, his desire to win fueling his broken body. Guy wept at Lee's dedication, and Lee was taken away to recover. The medical ninja announced that Lee's injuries were too severe to be completely healed and that he would never be able to fight as a ninja again. Still, Rimuru came and said that he could heal his wounds, but he needed Lady Tsunade and Shizun's help to completely heal his body back to be able to fight again. Guy regrets teaching Lee such dangerous techniques, and thanks Rimuru for saving Lee's dreams to become a ninja and vacate the ring. The next match was announced between Choji and Velzard. Choji knows from Shikamaru that the entire team, Rimuru, is broken, but he still decides to fight her. Velzard, being impressed by his determination, decided to do some flux on him and may even impress all the genins. Velzard. Hey Choji. Listen, I am not going to move from this place for a minute, so do your best and defeat me. Choji. Huh, but why? Velgrand. Hey Choji, just do what she says. She does it sometimes when she sees a capable person, so do use your best ability before she freezes this area up. Shikamaru. Wait, freeze? What do you mean by freeze? Rimuru. Just see, you will understand. Choji, listening to her advice, immediately used his human boulder jutsu and tried to crush her, but she bent away from the onslaught of attacks from him while she started to make hand signs and touch the ground. The entire arena's temperature started to fall. Naruto. Hey, is that me or it is suddenly getting cold here? Sasuke. Oi Naruto, didn't you hear Velgrand? She just told us her sister is going to freeze Choji. Velgrand heard the Sasuke. Oh no dear, I didn't say freeze Choji, it said freeze area. Suddenly everyone could feel the sudden fall in temperature and the amount of chakra Velzard was pulling in. The moment she touched the ground, the entire arena froze, and the temperature reached nearly -10 degrees. Which freezes the ground too. Choji, who was in his superhuman boulder form, slips directly to Velzard, but she immediately jumped and kicked Choji onto the ground and broke the floor of the arena, resulting in the victory of Velzard. Then she picks up Choji and takes him to a hospital out of kindness. For the final match between Velgrand and Dosu Kinuda, from Sound Village. Despite having formulated a strategy previously, Dosu got his ass kicked by Velgrand as she uses her superior speed and round kicks him to the ground, which results in the creation of a huge crater in the arena floor, which conceals as her victory and also the end of the preliminaries. The 12 qualifying genin are assigned opponents, and they are all allowed to leave for a month for training before the finals. Elsewhere, Kabuto prepares to kidnap Sasuke under Orochimaru's orders, but he is stopped by Kakashi and is forced to retreat. Naruto later meets with Kakashi in hopes of training with him for the finals. Kakashi, planning on training Sasuke instead, offers Ebisu as a trainer for Naruto.